what'd you make of the news that the Caleb Williams last year was hesitant to join the Bears, eventually did, and let it be known that he wasn't told what film to watch. He was not giving any indication by the coaching staff how to watch film and what to look at. Mark, what'd you make of that?
Yeah, like that is that's shocking. It's if it's 100% true, it's malfeasance of coaching, and not only that, but it's the way the Bears built their football team. Like they kept Bajent, who's also a young player. Why is there not a veteran quarterback in that quarterback room teaching the young guys how to study it, how to look at it, right? Stop in the film and go, okay, what do you see here? Well, what's the indicator? Why is this safety going to rotate down? Why, like the why questions as a young player are so important. And it's not just the coaching staff, but it's the veteran players on your football team, how your football team is constructed. I walk into a facility every Friday before I call a game on Sunday. And there are facilities I walk into and I walk out of thinking, Rich, to myself, they think they're studying, they think they're preparing, they think they're working hard. They truly don't know the first thing about it. And it's why they stink. Right. And so there are teams you walk into and you watch that practice, you watch the sharpness of it, you watch the attention to detail of it. You see the players, locked in, and you're like, well, this team, there's a reason this team is really good. And I think those are the things that you consistently see in the NFL. And if that's what the franchise is doing in regards to Caleb Williams, well, I'm shocked that he had 20 touchdowns versus 6 interceptions. I know he took 68 sacks. That's part of understanding, hey, where am I protected? Where am I not protected? When do I have to throw hot? How can I change the protection? How do I work in unison with my offensive line? All those things become vastly important, and all those things can be studied on film to give yourself that advantage. And if nobody's walking you through that as a young player, I am shocked. It's like it is amazing that you put up the stats you put up at 66% or whatever it was. And like I said, 20 versus 6. That's phenomenal for Caleb Williams if that was what was actually going on in Chicago.
And I'm also not to give a whiff of a hint of it at a podium microphone. Not even once did he make it seem like, guys, you have no idea what's going on here. You know what I mean? Like not once did he twitch in that direction. And that might have been the most impressive thing about his season when you look back on it through this lens, Mark.
When I look back, I think about now my commentary, because 68 sacks, it's so frustrating. And they're not good, and that's part of that. Part of that is play calling. A lot of it's play calling, but sacks to me are more a quarterback stat and an offensive coordinator stat than they are an O-line stat. So it's just kind of the way the league is structured. Everything is 3-step, 5-step, no hitch, get the ball off and all those things. So your quarterback has to really be in control of a lot of that stuff. And he's got to have that timing and ability to execute and throw the ball on time and get it out and be accurate and all those things. But now that I look back on it and go, if that was the case and nobody is walking you through, like when I played for the Redskins, man, and the Hogs, my first start was against Philadelphia, the Eagles in Philadelphia, number 1 defense in football with Reggie White and Clyde Simmons and Jerome Brown and Mike Pitts. And, it was a who's who of defensive players in the league. And not only every morning did we go through film together as a group with our coach, but every afternoon, one day it was Bostic's turn. The next day it was Russ Grimm's turn. The next day it was Joe Jacoby's turn. Like they all took individual turns with me, and we went through film. Okay, today we're watching 1st and 10. Today we're watching, blitz pickup, 3rd down and long, and all these situational things. And then, they're quizzing me in there. Hey, what do you see here? Why are we going to get pinched? Oh, the weak side linebacker walked to the edge. It means these two guys are pirate stunting. Understand if they do this, you're getting that inside pinch stunt. So make sure you take that away from the inside out. Just things like that. You're like, oh, you learn how to watch the game. You learn how to understand what they're doing. Hey, this defense, anytime they get in this underfront, man, they're bringing blitz strong or they're bringing blitz weak, whatever it is, like whatever their tendency is. And I sat down with each of those guys, members of the Hogs that obviously were big time players and such respected players, and understood and they coached me through the nuance of what that Eagles defense did. and went out there and opened a can of whoop ass and got a game ball, Rich. So
Attaboy.
but it was a lot of it was because of the work they did
Mhm.
on my behalf to help me have success, and that's what good teams do. Obviously, Chicago hasn't been good in quite some time, and so I'm really excited for Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson's, just a really good coach, a really good designer of plays and great play caller. So looking forward to seeing what Chicago looks like with Ben Johnson at the helm.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.